Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. It has reached the top of the hour. Time to talk about maximizing your income. Whoop, whoop. Yolanda and I are here and excited to talk to you all about maximizing your income and leveraging government contracts as well as other people's money.
Come
Yolanda,
on now.
yes. So we're going to give some people some time to join the room, and we will be back momentarily. We are back, you guys. So I hope that is giving you all some time to join the room. And I hope that we are public on all platforms so that everyone is getting notified that we are live and we have started this event, this live here. So we're going to go ahead and just start talking about what the agenda will be for today. So let's go on to the next slide and we'll go over the agenda. So we're going to introduce you to ourselves, your lovely co-host, your host and co-host. And we're also going to give you some very important words to remember or that you need to recognize when we're talking about government contract. We'll give you some time to ask questions. So even if you already have questions now that you may want to talk about with this government contract and funding, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and we will definitely make sure that we have that frequently, that FAQ, and answer your questions. And we also going to talk about how to fund your project. So when you do get those government contracts, or even just in business in general, how to get capital to leverage your business to continue to grow. And then just maximizing opportunities in business. That's where that passive income comes in at. And we're, of course, most importantly, how to get started with government contracts. So we're going to try to show you all some visuals and so much more. All right. So with that being said, I am your host, Deanna Johnson, founder of Johnson Expert Credit and Tax Services, where we do all things financial. And what I mean by that is you come to me with a financial problem, we have a solution. So whether you're on a journey to buy a home, invest, grow your money, protect your assets with insurance and so much more, work on becoming debt-free, working on your personal credit, getting funding, whatever that financial problem is, I promise you we got a solution for it. And my lovely co-host, my right-hand man, Yolanda, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself to you guys. Yolanda, you got the floor.
All right, guys. How are we doing on this Friday? There's so much stuff happening over this weekend. I know, right? Okay, so I am Yolanda Peavy, founder of Fix It Financial Solutions. So similar to Diana, I don't know why I want to call you Diana. I think I'm going to give you a new name, Deanna. Right, Deanna, I am in the world of finance. So for me, I am a resource for small business owners. So from a strategic standpoint, planning for retirement, to making sure that we have our ducks in a row when it comes to business certification, as well as government contracting. So something that we're going to be talking about today, I take pride and energy and making sure that we know what we don't know. It's a lot of things that small business owners, we jump out, we take this leap of faith, but we just don't know a lot of stuff. So Deanna and I have help you not bump your head along the way. So we are definitely valuable resources to have in your Rolodex when it comes to being a small business owner. So that's me.
Absolutely. And you guys, just a moment here. It looks like we're having an error with our Instagram viewers. So let me just take this a moment here to go ahead and add Instagram back so that we can connect with each and every one of you on every platform. So just give me one moment here. All right. So let's see. Well, how many sports fans we got in the building? I am a Cowboys fan. Listen,
come on now.
I'm excited about the Saints and the Cowboys playing tomorrow. So you guys, you see where I'm sitting at? Where y'all get comfortable and let's talk money. And then I'm ready for some football as well.
Well, you know, I'm from Chicago, guys, so I know don't do me. I know the Bears, you know, they had their moments, but it's the whole Chicago take over Houston this weekend. So Houston right now is invaded with Chicago and Bears right now. We roll
Oh
deep.
my God.
Our team does its own thug fizzle from time to time, but we rolling deep. So we deep in Houston right now.
Yes, indeed, y'all are.
Yes.
All right, y'all guys, I'm almost here. But y'all, let's what type of people do we have in the room? All right, do we have any business owners in the room? What industry you're in? It is important that you're engaging and letting us know these things because we want to give you some specifics on your industry and also your state, especially when it comes to government contracting and even funding, because when it comes to different creditors and lenders, that is only in certain states, it is different across the board, right? So Yolanda, like she said, she's in Chicago, I am in Georgia, and when it comes to the process for government contracts and even getting funding, it is different. So drop your states that you're in and what industry you're in so that we can give you some very detailed information. And I'm almost finished here, you guys. All right.
We want to make this as interactive as possible. We want to make sure that you're definitely walking away with some gems to help you, because again, it's an explosion around government contracts right now, right? Everything you turn to, from social media to YouTube, is about government contracts. So we wanted to definitely get together and help you and make sure that it's not a secret, right? It's not a secret thing or a secret society that you have to be a part of in order to get these government contracts. So we wanted to share our knowledge. It does take some time and it does take some assistance. So that's why we wanted to make sure that you see us as a valuable asset and resource for you. So we want to, keep this engaged. Make sure you're sharing your industry that you're in, or even an industry that you have prior expertise in. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Making sure you understand how to maximize your skills, right? We may be in a beauty industry. We may be in different things, but there's a way to maximize it. So by all means, please let us know the industry that you're in, the state that you're in, so that way we can make sure we tailor this as much as possible to have you walk away with some information that's valuable for you. And you can definitely get things started. But if you always need help, we're always here. So it looks like we may have lost Deanna for a few seconds. She's definitely trying to get our IG audience available because we want to make sure that they're able to get this information as well. Looks like she's back.
I'm back, y'all. So let's see what we got here, if it's connecting, and then we will reintroduce ourselves and connect with the audience. So it looks like we are connected to IG, and we'll see how many people we have on. IG is on the only platform that gives us a time, so we're actually good on timing. Since no one is connected, Chelsea, can we just run it back? So to start from the beginning here. Just give some people time. And Yolanda, see if you can connect on if you see a link to share on Instagram. Okay.
No, I still don't see it.
All right, it does say it's connected. I did do public.
Let me go.
Resend what? All right, just a second. All right, I think I fixed that problem, you guys.
Go back to it. Yep.
Yep. So on IG, you gotta hit hit go live. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. So, running it back. Welcome, everybody. It is the top of the hour where we are going to be talking about maximizing your income and how to leverage government contracts and how to use other people's money. So, we are trying to we wanted to help everybody that's in the industry that's looking to get multiple income streams or just taking advantage of leveraging other people's money. So, we're going to give you all a few seconds to join the room, and we will be back with you guys. Hey, you guys, we are back. So I hope that gave us enough time for you all to join the room and get this valuable information that we're going to be dropping today. So I am one of your hosts, Deanna Johnson, founder of Johnson Expert Credit and Tax Services, where we help with all things financial. And what I mean by that, any financial problem that you have, we have a solution. So whether you're on a journey to fixing your credit, becoming debt free, protecting your assets with insurance, investment, whether it's real estate, any ways to grow your money, we have a solution for it. And we want to help you all today by showing you how to have multiple income streams and maximizing your income. My lovely co-host, right-hand man, Yolanda, we have her here. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. You guys, Yolanda, you have the floor.
Hey, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well on this Friday, right? There's so much going on this weekend, but we are here to share some gems, making sure that we are preparing you to get to the bag. I am Yolanda, founder of Fix It Financial Solutions. I am a resource for small business owners. So, same thing with Deanna, I am in the world of finance. So anything from insurance, life insurance, to property and casualty, to renter's insurance, right along with helping businesses get certified, as well as understanding the process of government contracting. Also do taxes on the side and bookkeeping. So it's a plethora of things that I have licensings in. So I am a resource to help small business owners plan for their retirement, as well as strategize in order to prevent paying Uncle Sam all of that money that we work so hard to get. So I hope we do provide some information that's very utilized and useful for you guys tonight. So that's me.
Absolutely. So we want to know, yes. That's my girl there. So y'all, we want to let you all know, just go to the next slide. So we're going to get a feel of, let you know what's on the agenda today. I'm sorry. So back. The agenda. All right. So today's agenda. So of course, we've already introduced ourselves and let you know who we are. We're going to give you some keywords, some very important words that you should understand when it comes to government contracting. We're going to open up the room for any questions that you may have. So any questions you may have now, before we even get started, go ahead and drop them so that we can make sure that we're addressing them. And of course, how to fund your project or even your business, because capital is number one important thing to keep your business growing and staying afloat. And we're going to talk about how to get started in government contracting, give you all some visuals. All right, so let's continue to go on. I want to see what type of individuals we have in the room. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Drop in the chat what state you all are in. Why we want to know this is because when it comes to government contracting and even funding, the process is different by each state. So we want to give you all some vital information, and even for your industry. So drop in the chat what industry you're in and what state you're in. And we're also going to drop a link in the chat right now so that any of you that are interested in getting government contracts or just maximizing your income, fill this link out. You have a great deal that we're only giving to people on this live. We will not post it. So fill out that link. Just give us some basic information about yourself, and we will drop that link in the chat so we can move forward. All right, so let's go ahead and start with our next slide. Yolanda, you got the floor.
Okie dokie, guys. Let's have some fun and talk about some government contracting, right? So there are some key terms that you may have heard already on social media, floating around on TikTok, a lot of different things, right? But I wanted to make sure that we understand why these terms are important. So our first term is the unique identity identifier, or UEI. This term is used in the government or the federal government space, right? So we're talking about Department of Defense, Department of Human Services. So that is at the federal level. And what you will hear is a system called SAM, SAM.gov. That is where all of the contracts that you can bid on is housed. So every entity that falls under the federal government, they place all of their bids, all of their contracts in the SAM.gov website. And so you would create a profile. They do ask some questions in regards to how your business is structured. They ask about different things in regards to, are you classified as a small business owner? So that in order for you to create that profile, and they provide you with that UEI number, and think of that number as like a social security number for federal government contracts, right? So in order to be able to bid, you got to have this federal contract social security number. And then you also have to have what is called a cage number. Right now, because like I said, government contracts are hot. It's a hot topic. It went from getting this cage number within a week to now 2 to 3 weeks, right? And this is the government, again, going in to validate your business in regards to the criteria that they need. Once you get that cage number, then you are able to, at that point, apply or bid on contracts for the federal government. The next thing you see listed here is the DUNS number. This is actually what the federal government used to use in order to give you that federal social security number. Now, because DUNS has now taken on other entities or other structures, they no longer use the DUNS number. So of course, from a business credit standpoint, they're more in that space now. So that's why the federal government said, okay, let us create something that's not a DUN. We don't want to confuse the two entities together. Then we have proposal, right? The all out famous thing that we trying to bid on to get this money. So it is actually a document in any state, city, federal, they will provide you a proposal or a RFQ, RFP. They all mean the same thing. Each department uses a different term, but they all mean proposal, right? We're going to bid on something, supply a service, supply a product based off the need of the state, city, or the federal government. If we can go to the next slide. Now we have, again, the RFQ, right? Or the RFP, which is the request for the proposal. So again, depending on if we're looking for city contracts, we're looking for state contracts, or even the federal government contracts, this is an actual link that you actually click on, guys. So they're not going to make you create this form. They're actually going to supply this form to you, and you're going to actually fill it out to say, hey, this is a service, this is a product that I can provide, my business can provide for you. So it's not anything that we have to get creative to have or do, like, I don't even know. They're going to give it to you. They're going to ask you in regards to the certain specifics, in regards to the scope of work. They're going to provide that for you. So that's why I say government contracts is a process. It's not a secret. You ain't got to be, in a secret society in order to get approved for it. So we just got to learn the process in order to get these contracts, because it's over millions of contracts, guys. So it's not like it's only 100 contracts. It's millions of contracts. Every state, every city, as well as the federal government offers contracts. Then procurement. So I mentioned state as well as the city. So this is where you would find your city as well as your state contracts, right? We got sam.gov for federal. We have the procurement department for your city as well as your state contracts. So whatever state that we're in, we can actually Google. I'm in Illinois, so I can say Illinois Department of Procurement for Illinois, or Illinois Procurement, Georgia procurement, can't even talk, procurement, whatever state that you're in, and it's going to pop up a department. However, in order to bid on those contracts, you have to be in their database. So yes, you have to register to be a part of that procurement department or that procurement process. Now, the most fun thing that Deanna's excited about, baby, it's the middleman concept, right? So you may say, and you may have heard it.
Excited, yeah.
Government contracts are hot right now, guys, and we did not want you to miss out on the opportunity of understanding it. So the middleman concept is basically, I get registered with city, state, local, or even federal. My business have meet the requirements in order for them to say you're good to go. You can bid on a contract. Now, I'm in the world of finance, but I run across when we're going to go through a bid to supply beef patties. Yes, I said beef patties, guys. Actually, the beef patties you eat. So each, at that point, I can then say, you know what? Let me go out and vet some companies that make beef patties. And remember, like I said, the scope of work and their request for the proposal is going to give me the criteria that I'm looking for to vet these contractors, right? So I'm going to hire a contractor to do the actual work that my company has been hired to do. So no, Yolanda won't be out there delivering any beef patties, but I've hired, just giving out a name, ABC Food Company. They're going to deliver those patties, right? They're the ones that's going to be responsible making sure that they get those patties out. However, Fix It Financial is on the hook with the federal government. So if ABC Food don't deliver, they're not going to ABC. They're coming to Fix It Financial and say, hey, we missed our shipment. Our shipment didn't come in. We need to know what's going on. So now I have to get on the phone and find out what happened. So when we're doing the middleman concept, we want to make sure we're doing our due diligence. We're making sure we're doing the research that's necessary before we hire them on and we put ourselves on the line with the city, state, or the federal government. Because if you get hired for a contract during this process and that vendor falls short, you now will have a strike against you. So we don't want to do that. We want to make sure we stay in good standings in these processes that we're doing. Okay. And then last but certainly not least is certifications, guys. I cannot stress the importance of having certifications behind your business. It is a stamp. It is a way to leverage your expertise above someone else in the same arena or same industry, because now you have done the necessary work to get this certification. And when we're saying certification, we're talking about minority business owner, women business owner, veteran, LGBTQ, as well as a disadvantage. So there are tons of different certifications. There's different tiers to certifications. So we want to make sure that we're not missing that opportunity as well. Because in the space of government contracts, there are set aside contracts. You may say, what is that? They are set aside specifically for certified businesses. And so they are the only ones that can get those contracts. So yeah, the government got a little, build some parameters. But again, we're here to help you. If you don't know how to get the certification or where to start, by all means, we're here to help because there are different tiers to it. So I think I done did enough talking. I done did enough geeking out on these terms. Have any questions?
I hope they picked up what you put down there, honey, because you was dropping them gems. I hope they picked it up. Y'all entertain, y'all engage in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Let us know if you have any questions. But as she said, like just to elaborate now, like she said about the middleman concept, this for me is a big deal because I'm all about passive income, also being able to put others in position, right? So I work with individuals and businesses on a daily basis that's trying to grow their business or even start a business, and being able to position them with a contract that I've already been awarded and just giving them a job, that is major. So for me, that is why I want to go with that concept. But like she said, there are some things to it that you want to be cautious of. But for me, I'm definitely going to be able to position my people. And also with those certifications, Yolanda, tell us a different kind of certification. So like military, can you specify a little bit?
Absolutely. So understand that we as a small business owner have opportunities that, again, we don't know what we don't know. So even from a city level, like I said, I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and we actually have a City of Chicago certification. We have a State of Illinois certification. And when I say certification, I am a minority woman, right? So I'm a Black woman that has a business. So I can then apply for a business certification for women business owner, women minority business owner. So it's WMBE is what the certification title is. Sorry, a little tongue tied there. And so what that identifies is that my business, again, has done the necessary work in order to be classified in that space. So for example, I didn't know that there's a difference between birth certificate and certificate of birth, right? Didn't know it was a difference, right? I have a certificate of birth. So on my certificate of birth, it just gives my mom's name, my dad's name, and my name, and their ages and where I was born. It doesn't identify my race. It doesn't identify my parents' race. So when I was going for my certification, they kicked it back and was like, well, you can just go for the woman because we know you're a woman, but your certificate of birth doesn't identify your race. So I was like, are you kidding me? So you can go and get your original birth certificate, or they have other things that you can supply in order for it to classify you as a minority business owner. So again, we want to make sure that we understand what we're trying to do. And then there's a corporate level, right? So on that corporate entity, this is where you pay some money. And it's like joining a group or, a special type of group. So you have the same letters. The letters don't change. So you have veteran. You'll see VBE, you'll see DBE, you'll see MBE, you'll see WBE. So they all have the same letters, but certain levels depend on certain things. So from a corporate perspective, this is for your major corporations. You would pay anywhere between $350 to $600 to become part of their association, right? That association gives you access to training. You get added to a directory. So unlike the city, state, and even from a SAMS.gov, you have to do that legwork, right? So that means if you guys do not have a LinkedIn profile, I am telling you now, get it. This is where all of major business, like we used to say back in the day, a major business was done on a golf course. It is now being done on LinkedIn. They are searching for businesses through LinkedIn. So again, we want to make sure that we're positioning and placing ourselves in spaces where they need us. Okay. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, we want to get a LinkedIn profile. Once we get these certifications, you can add that to your profile. So when they're looking for specific types of businesses, they can find you.
Perfect. So you guys, if you're just now joining us, we are talking about how you can leverage government contracts as well as other people's money. And Yolanda just went over a few terms that you want to get familiar with when we're talking about government contracts. So we're going to move on to the next slide where she's going to kind of give you a little deeper insight as to what it looks like once you've actually gotten approved on the federal, city, and the local levels, what it actually looks like when you're able to bid. All right, next slide.
Okie dokie, guys. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple things here. So the screen that you see or on the little computer monitor is actually from the government procurement site. This is actually from their site. And I want to stress to you guys that it is very easy. Anybody can look at contracts. The difference is you cannot bid on it. So what we're talking about is how to make sure you're prepared to bid. So step one, you will hear terms of NAICS or NIGP. They mean the same thing. It's just in regards to where you're looking. So I got to look at my notes to make sure I say these names right, guys. So it's the North American Industry Classification System is the NAICS. That is used on the federal level. So when we go to SAMS.gov to create that profile, that is one of your questions. They ask you, what is your NAICS? Now we can Google Definitely Google, and it'll give you the industries. That's what this is all about. The different industries that your business will perform, or what type of industry you're in, right? The NIGP, PG, is the National Institution of Procurement and Grant Management System. Again, this is all about industry. That is used on your city as well as your state level. So when you're registering yourself for your procurement department, it's going to ask you, what is your NIGP code? So again, as I mentioned to you guys before, we all come from a W-2 job, or we inherited a business, but we have definitely learned some skills over time, and we want to make sure that we're maximizing that skill set. So don't just pigeonhole or put yourself in a box and say, I just do finance, right? No, I actually used to, work in HR. I used to manage call centers. I did training. So I have other skill sets that I have expertise in that people would pay me for, i.e. LinkedIn, right? So we want to make sure that we're preparing ourselves and not just saying, I just do finance as those particular codes, right? Then we want to make sure that we register. And that, again, that goes back to depending on what our strategy is, right? This can be used as a strategy for retirement, getting contracts. These contracts can go from 6 months to 12 months to 10 years, depending on what the contract is. Okay, guys? And so when you see these contracts, they give you the amount for the contract. So this could be a $10 million contract, but that $10 million is to be spread over 7 years. Okay, so that's how we want to look at that. So we want to make sure that we're registering. You can register on your city, state, as well as with sam.gov. You will have to create a profile. So of course, they're going to ask you questions about your business in regards to how is it structured? Do you have a business bank account? So different things of that nature. And again, if you guys get lost in the sauce or it don't make sense, we're definitely here to help. Once you're registered, then you can go to a screen similar to what you see on this little computer monitor here. So this is actually a bid, or an event is what Georgia calls them. They call them events. And you would simply click on a number that's typically in the left-hand corner. You would click on it, and then you would come to this screen. This screen is just simply telling you that it's a bid open. It gives you the basic general information. And then it also gives you another link. If you see towards the middle, it's like a hyperlink. That hyperlink then takes you to another screen that provides you with the RFQ. It provides you with the scope of work. Then the scope of work in this case is our beef patties, guys, right? The Department of Corrections. Yes, the jail. They need beef patties, guys. They want some beef patties. And in that scope of work, or that RFQ, it's going to tell you specifically what size the patties need to be, what's in the ingredients inside the beef patties, how often they need them to come, the weight of the actual container. So it's going to give you everything you need. So there's no guessing. There's no trying to, well, I think they might, let me try to. No, it's going to tell you everything. And again, this is what you would use if we're using that middleman concept to vet those contractors. Hey, tell me what's included in your beef patties. If you're getting them from somewhere, where are you getting them from? Are they frozen? Are they raw? How frequent are you getting them into your shipment? So these are the different things that you want to use in order to make sure that you hire the right person, because they are then going to tell you how much it's going to cost you to hire them. And then we have to figure out how much you add to that total in order to put that down on the actual bid. Okay. And then finally, the research, right? Again, this is a process, guys, not a secret society. So when you are out and you're going through the different procurement websites, you're going through SAMS.gov, you're trying to identify, what will make sense for you to bid on. When you normally open them up or click on the link to access the information, it's always a person that's managing the bid or the event. So it's actually a named person. So reach out. Sometimes it's an actual phone number. Sometimes it's an email address. Let's build some relationships. So this is how we become top of the tier, when we're building those relationships with these individuals that's managing these bids. So that way they're like, you know what? I had such a good experience with Yolanda. Everything we did, as far as the contract went well. She provided the services that we need. You know what? Let me see if she can go ahead and honor this contract as well. So that does happen, guys. Not all the time, but again, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to do the research and reach out, find out, their previous contracts that they've had. So there are other steps that we can take to make sure that you're positioning your business above the rest. Okay. So did we get any questions? No questions, guys? We're sharing a lot of information.
So I see that someone dropped their state, which is South Carolina. I was doing some research for them as far as some funding and all. So South Carolina, and then someone did mention that there was some great information that they wasn't aware of. Let me see here. But you guys, make sure that let us know that this information is very valuable to you. And if you have any questions, please drop them. Again, drop your states and let us know what industries that you're in. All right, so we can go on to the next. Yolanda's going to give you a little deeper insight or visual on these bids.
Okay, guys, this is an actual RFQ. So this is the beef patty. So this is what that little blue hyperlink clicked us to. So when we went to here, it's actually giving specifics in regards to size of the patty. Is it raw? Again, in regards to the different things that's needed in order for you to say, I'm going to be able to supply this product to you. It has to meet these requirements, right? So we can't go to Aldi's. We got Aldi's up here. I don't know if you guys have Aldi's where you guys are at, right?
Yeah,
so no,
we do.
We can't go in Aldi's, y'all, and try to take all they beef patties out of there and try to fulfill this contract. Because if you notice, this is going to the Department of Corrections. So this is a prison. So this is more than what Aldi's would have stocked, right? So we have to make sure before we say, you know what, it's just beef patties. Let me sign up for this. I could do this. No, we have to make sure we're able to meet their delivery requirements in regards to the packaging for it, as well as the temperature. Because again, if it's a raw patty, you have to get it to the location a lot quicker than a frozen patty, right? And if it's a frozen patty, we need to make sure that the truck that is coming in on is refrigerated. So there's a lot of things that we have to take into consideration when we're looking at these contracts, again, doing the research, right? Because when I seen it, I'm like, this beef patty, this is easy. Let me find one of these food vendors out here that make food, that can do the delivery. But as I start to go through the RFQ, I'm like, oh, yeah, no. All right. So again, I would need to find a vendor or a contractor in Georgia. Or if it's not in Georgia, it's somewhere that can definitely meet the requirements of the delivery, right? So I can't have you hauling an 18-wheeler from California and it's going to take you 7 days to get there. It shouldn't, but I'm just throwing that out. That's going to, again, I just failed on my agreement for this contract. So that, again, guys, it's not hard. It is a process. We are here to help by all means. Whoever's online now, procurement of your state, look at the contracts that's out there. Look at it, do the research, see what's needed, and we're here to assist and provide the direction that you need in order for you to be successful. Because again, getting a contract that will last you 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, this is guaranteed money, guys. This is no guessing about will I make payroll or will I have enough in order to accommodate my overhead for my business to succeed, right? Because now I'm making sure that I'm actually feeding a whole nother company because I'm doing a middleman concept and I'm also eating off of it as well. I hope I answered that question.
You most certainly did. You guys, so Yolanda has given some very, very valuable information, how to start government contracts, how you can get approved from them on the federal, state, and local level. She's giving you some terms to get yourselves familiar with. She talked about certifications, getting your business certified to stand apart from those in your industry. So now, in that last scenario that she gave you guys, we're just talking about landing these contracts and being able to fulfill that job of that contract. Now we're going to talk about how to fund the projects or your business. So a lot of us that are in business, we know that, I'm not sure if you don't, most businesses fail within the first 1 to 3 years because they lack capital. This is very important. That's why having an actual strategic business plan, to, like she mentioned, going over your overhead. What would your overhead look like? Will you need a commercial location? Will you need a home office space? Will you need more equipment? Will you need more staff? And also long-term projected goals, how you want to grow and what you're going to do to market your business and grow. And these are the things that needs to be put in place when you are starting out a business. And outside from that, most importantly, making sure that you have the capital. So when we talk about funding a business, I want to give you all the basic requirements of getting maximum funding. And go back one more time for me, Chelsea. So the basic requirements for just getting funding, and we're talking about maximum funding, 100,000 or more for your business. You want, for businesses that's been active for at least 2 years or more, that allows us to work with our business partners and get you the maximum amount of funding. Now, granted, that does not mean that the ones that's just started in business, you can't get funding. You absolutely can. But if I'm getting another business 100,000, 75,000, I may be able to get you half of that. But that's just something to get you started. But businesses that's been active for longer can get the maximum amount of funding. If you just starting out your business and you're needing $200,000, $300,000 or more for things like putting the I'm sorry, y'all. But if you need that type of money, then there's other things that we can do to get a business that has some age. And that is a shelf corporation. That's just a business that has dissolved. That business owners has closed it for whatever number of reasons, but we can purchase that business for the sake of the age so that we can get funding. And that is something that we can assist you all with as well. There's several strategies that we would apply or assist you with when it comes to funding. And also just understanding the industry that you're in, because there are some industries that are high risk when it comes to getting funding, and some lenders just don't want to lend to it. So transportation is one of them. So if we're helping you structure your business, those are things that we're gonna talk about. Also, credit is a high risk industry. Had I known years ago when I established my business, I wouldn't have had credit in there, but it has not stopped me from being able to get funding, you guys. So we're going to go to the next slide. Now, I want to give you all these three steps. Outside from those basic requirements for getting funding, we're going to go over your personal credit. I don't care how much you've heard, people online saying, you can get funding with just your EIN, not cash funding, not if you're talking about major credit cards, lines of credits, or loans. No, just think about it. If you were a lender, would you lend somebody money just because they have a business or they just went and got a vendor account? Absolutely not. Maybe after you've had it for 20 years and you have revenue, then that's something else we may consider. But your personal credit is always going to be a major factor. So a 680 credit score or higher is always ideal. I personally suggest having a 700 or more, because again, that's going to help us get that maximum amount of funding. And that is something that we can certainly help you all with. So these 3 steps in your project, again, make sure your personal credit is good, getting access to business credit and funding. And I'll talk a little bit more about one of our lending partners that can guarantee you in advance once you've awarded a contract. But right now, I just want to give you an idea of what a credit profile looks like that's at a 680 or higher. So we're going to go to the next slide here and show you all a breakdown of what a credit profile looks like. Okay, go back. I'm sorry. It's all in one slide. We made some changes. So if you can see this image here on this phone, it shows a person's credit profile that has a payment history of 100%. Now, this is a person that has a great profile. So their payment history is at 100%, meaning they have no late payments. Now, of course, that's not ideal for everyone. Life happens, and that's what we're here for. We can help you dispute any inaccuracies on your credit or any derogatory accounts. But when it comes to funding, your payment history in the last 2 years is most important. So you can't have any late payments within the last 2 years. If so, then we need to visit credit restoration. Also, you see here on this image, this individual has a credit card utilization of 1%. That's awesome. But I also will tell you the average amount for that is acceptable to lenders is 30%. So if you have a credit card and you're using 30% of that limit, that's on average, that's good for them. That's acceptable. I personally say keep that utilization at 10% or less. Why? Because 30% is still high, and you're taking away from having that potential, a maximum score. So you're taking away from what your score could be. So keeping it under 10% will be be great. But on average, 30% is good. Now, when we talk about debt, a lot of people, this is where I have some issues with a lot of clients because they're coming to us for money. So their utilization may be high, and there are strategies. As again, we are financial strategists, and we're going to find a way to help you out to reach your goal. So say you have some maxed out credit cards, and you just don't have the money to get it lowered. So there are a few things that we would look at or consider. So if you have a few cards and say you have a balance left over on them, if they're not completely maxed out, we will show you how to leverage or liquidate that balance that you have left over to pay off the other debt. And then we'll kind of change it up based on the due date. But that's something we can walk you all through. If you have any insurance policies, like a whole life policy, anything that has cash value that you can borrow from, that's an option to pay your debt down. We're going to get you funding here in the next week or so. That's a strategy to use. Also, if you have a 401k, these are things to look at just to quickly get you some funding and lower your debt. But we will go through different strategies. Then next, you see derogatory remarks. What are derogatory remarks? You got collections. You have charge-offs that's made the accounts that's been closed. It still has a balance. We don't want to have no derogatory remarks. So as you see there, everything here is listed in green. And let's talk about the age of your credit history. Now, creditors like to see that your credit age is at least 4 years or more. However, if you're just building out your credit profile and you're just reestablishing, that may not be the case. 10 years what this person has is awesome. So there are ways that we can help you increase your age by adding you to authorized user trade lines that's been established. So that can help boost up that age, but you must have some primary accounts. And what you'll see this next section here is the total accounts. 16 this person has. That's awesome. Honestly, if you have at least five accounts, anything less than that, your profile is considered thin or new. So if you have at least 5 open accounts, that's fair. 10 is good, and anything over that is excellent, is great. So that is something that we can assist you all with. And then you see here, hard inquiries. This person only has 1 hard inquiry. We want you to have less than 4 inquiries within the last 12 months. So y'all tell me if y'all are picking up what we're putting down here. I want to see who we have in the room. What's this some valuable information? Where are you on your journey when it comes to generating multiple streams of income or just financial freedom? Let's see, we don't have any recent comments here. But y'all let us know if this is some valuable information. Drop some money bags in the chat if this information is valuable and you're ready to take advantage. Thank you, TNT Financials, for your engagement. So you guys, just let us know. And again, so credit is definitely the most important when it comes to being able to leverage funding and being able to fund those projects. So we're going to go on to the next slide. Outside from that, I always talk about passive income. What is passive income? Passive income is money that you can make in your sleep, things that you don't have to do much of. So you can do that by affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing, there are several companies that have affiliate marketing. Johnson Expert Credit and Tax Services is one. We have an affiliate marketing program, an awesome affiliate program. So if you're in an industry where you're working with the same type of audience that we have, people that are trying to buy a house, people are working on their credit, people that needs capital, we are your go-to. We can help you get those people where they need. And guess what? That's an extra commission in your pocket just from simply partnering with a company like us that can help them. Also, you have companies like Amazon, Etsy, Shein that has affiliate programs, and you can get money off of those things. So it's good to take advantage of as much as you can and get extra commission. So I just want to kind of talk about some different industries here where that can help you maximize your opportunities. And I kind of just giving you all a synopsis here. But of course, we've already talked about government contracts and how you can take advantage of that, whether you're doing direct contracts or middleman contracts. That's a way to leverage and get those, lock in some bids or some jobs there. Then let's go to the realtors. So I have it on this slide here where realtors are individuals or business owners that has a lot in common with what we do. We have a lot of realtors and mortgage lenders that are partnered with Johnson Expert Credit and Tax Services, and they are earning lots of money just from partnering with us. So from credit repair referrals, when you're in that industry, you're going to talk to people that have some issues with their credit. It's just no way around it, right? So why not partner with someone that you can have in your home team that's going to help your clients get to where they need to be. If they also work with investors, right? So you're working with those investors that needs to get money to get their next property or flip their next property. What's one thing that you can help them do besides, providing that exceptional service? Helping them get more money to land those properties, right, Yolanda? So I can just tell you now, I had a realtor who worked with her investor client. We got the investor maybe $230,000 in funding, but 160 of that was 0% interest. So what that means is that person has 160,000 that they were able to liquidate from their credit cards and invest in 3 to 4 properties. Now, they didn't have to pay any interest on the money that they use for 12 to 18 months. So if you're an investor, you're looking to flip your property within that amount of time. So for the realtor, that particular realtor earned up to 2%, a 2% commission. So that was about, what is that, the $3,200 that they earned from just partnering with us, helping their clients get funding. Like, y'all are leaving money on the table. And that's what we're trying to stop our people from doing, leaving money on the table. It's out there. You're talking to people and you're working with people in the same industry as others. Why not connect and make the joint force? And once the investor close on their deal, that's more money for the realtor. So these are just some scenarios here and different ways to maximize your opportunities, you guys. So we can go on to the next slide, and that kind of wraps up what I'm saying here. These are just other industries. So I didn't see anyone in the comments that mentioned what industry they're in. We just had one individual that said that she was in South Carolina. Let me take a look here at IG and see if there's anything else. Thank y'all for your engagement. And if there's any questions, then now the floor is yours. We have talked about how to land government contracts, what to do once you get them, and also how to fund your business, whether you're doing it for a government contract or just now, the basic pre-qualifications to help you get maximum amount of funding. And the last but not least, I didn't mention one of our lending contacts. They are giving an advance of up to 10% of the contract that you've been awarded for your government contract for capital. Now, and it's no credit check, and it's guaranteed. Like, you can't beat that. Now, I'm up here talking to y'all about getting yes. So it don't get no better than that. So when I tell you we are strategizing and we're finding ways out of no ways for our clients, there's so many opportunities. All it takes is for you to get started, get in the right places with the right people to help you get to where you need to be. But again, our partners will advance you up to 10% with no credit check, and it's guaranteed once you've been awarded an actual government contract. So we have one individual that she says she's a vending operator. Perfect. So Yolanda, any insights that you can give her for a government contract standpoint as far as vending?
So I saw that. So I'm like, okay, I need to better understand what exactly that is in order to provide direction. So when I think of a vending operator, I'm thinking in regards to like logistics, making sure. So if you could NGR LG013, if you can give me a little bit more information, that way I can give you some better direction. Right. I did want to add one other thing. So as Deanna was mentioning, right, when we're working, again, I can talk about Illinois. We a little slow with payment up this way. And so when it is very important that if you don't already have funding set aside, that you're able to at least keep this contract afloat for anywhere between 30 to 60 days, right? And what I mean by that is if in fact we're doing direct business with the state, city, or federal government, or if we're doing the middleman concept, people want to get paid, right? So if we're doing a service, your employees, that vendor is expecting to receive payment. So you have to be able to fund that project until those checks begin to come in. So it could take 30 days. It could take 45 days before you get that very first check. So you have to either make sure that in your contract, if we're doing the middleman concept, that in your contract between you and your vendor or you and your contractor, that it states that it's a 45-day waiting period before they receive payment. Now, some contractors will be okay with that, some won't. Some will say, you know what, we would love to do business with you. However, we need to get payment, within the 10, 15 days after we provide the service. So we want to make sure that we understand how important it is because we don't want to miss an opportunity because one, we may not have the funding available. This is the time now, guys, to look at your personal credit, especially if we want to get into this space of government contracting. This is the time, even from a business certification standpoint, right? If you get a contract with a corporation because you're certified, they may not pay you soon as the service is done, but you got to pay people. So we got to make sure we're placing ourselves and positioning ourselves to win. So it's, hey, if we fall, we can get back up. But you got to have the resources and the team available. Okay, vending machine operator. Okay, so in that space, say it again for me.
I said that's what I was thinking. Like she does something with vending machines, but thanks for the clarity.
Okay, thank you. So in that space, I don't know if you're looking to get contracts or if we're trying to be a middleman, right? So someone could hire you to go out and provide services to their vending machine. So it's a lot of different ways that we could do this. So if we're looking to bid on a vending machine contract, so here in the state of Illinois, and I'm sorry, guys, that I'm using Illinois, but I know it's the same thing because every state provides concession stands. Every state provides here in the state of Illinois, we do, they have a contract for different counties, like their fairs, as well as the concession stand. So you could literally look at those particular contracts in order to provide the service that they need, right? So you have an inside scoop on what it should cost in regards to providing the actual product that goes inside a concession stand or inside of a vending machine, because guess what? The federal government needs vending machines as well. And so in regards to repairing of the vending machines, so there's a lot of different ways that you can go. I think we dropped the link, right? Did we drop the link in order for people?
We did, you guys, and we have only a few minutes here left. But I again hope that this was valuable information. Just giving you all information about the different terms in government contract, how to get started, and how to be able to continue and fund that project, which is most important. We are offering a service that's going to provide you with unlimited consulting so that we can help you through the process and help you through the application process for the government contract. We're going to help you with your personal credit. We're going to help you get funded. And we're also going to help you with just when it comes time for your bid. We're going to walk you through that and kind of help you with your research. And this is valued at over $10,000, you guys, when it comes to the amount of work and the help that we're going to put in for you, because it's everybody and every business is different and everybody is in different places. So depending on where you are, with what we're offering here, you guys that's on live, if you fill out that link, and then I'll post it again if y'all don't see it in the comments, but if you all fill that out, you have 48 hours to unlock this special discount. So I put in the comments, but you guys, you have to understand the importance when it comes to maximizing our income and the amount of money that we're leaving on the table in so many ways, whether it's from affiliate marketing, every business owner should have some type of affiliate marketing, government contracts, making sure your personal credit is in position, and just making sure you have capital for your business. These are all important, and we can help you all with them all. So there's not one business that we won't be able to help. There's not a situation that we've never seen before, and we will be able to help you. So thank you all for joining. And Yolanda, would you like to end it and give them any insights?
I just want to say, guys, let's get to the money, the long-term money, so that way we can strategize and be prepared to retire. Okay, so there's opportunities on all levels for every industry. Don't miss out because you're not feeling that you're not prepared or you're not in the right space. The only question that's a dumb question is the question you don't ask. So we have an opportunity to share our knowledge,
Absolutely.
to share our information with you. So take advantage of it, guys. It's well worth it. You're going to reap the benefits. Again, these contracts, we ain't talking about 6 figures, guys. We're talking 7 and even 8 figures with these contracts because it's for years and not months. Okay, so that's me. I hope that we hear from somebody or hear from you guys soon so that way we can provide some better direction for you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Make sure you click the link in the bio. We may keep it up for at least till midnight for you all to access it. And toodles.